Street Fighter 4 is the game that refuses to call it a day. Almost 5 years on, and yet another edition of 4 is coming. Super Street Fighter 4 arrived in 2010, introducing several new online modes, 10 additional characters, and the usual slew of balances, ultra combos and costumes that we've come to expect. Of course, Arcade arrived a little later, offering minimal changes, so admittedly, we were a little hesitant at the announcement of yet another standalone SF4 release. Thankfully, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is without question the biggest burst of new content Capcom has ever delivered for its flagship fighter. Ultra will introduce 5 new characters, reworked fighting mechanics, balances and modes that will have this year's iteration shaping up to be a must-have for anyone still yet to pick up the brawler. 4 of the previously announced characters, Rolento, Hugo, Poison and Alana, had all appeared in Street Fighter X Tekken previously, but Capcom has assured us that the character mechanics and movesets have been given a considerable rework since due to the increased pace of games in Street Fighter 4, which is welcome news. Sadly, not so welcomed is the 5th character, and it looks like Capcom has saved the least interesting for last. While the studio have been quick to announce that the 5th and final character joining the Ultra roster would be an entirely new fighter, which is still technically true, Decapre looks to be a clone of Cammy with a tweaked moveset. One of M. Bison's Doll Guards, first seen in 1998 Street Fighter Alpha 3. As you might expect, she's fairly proficient with the punching, but she still is just a physical clone of former Bison Doll, now MI6 operative Cammy. Her moveset falls somewhere in between the aforementioned and Vega, focusing on charge-based attack, Vega-style claw attacks, and Psycho Power-infused attacks. The announcement has been met by some criticism from the Street Fighter faithful, but Capcom isn't buckling. No freshly designed fighters this time, folks. Along with the 5 additional characters, Ultra Street Fighter 4 will introduce 6 new stages, all ported across from Street Fighter X Tekken, and the usual balances. Every character from Street Fighter 4 is being tweaked and rebalanced, prompting Capcom to include Edition Select, which will let fans select different versions of characters based on their properties pre-rebalance from various iterations, similar to the mode seen in Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition. Finally, Ultra will introduce a few new game mechanics to give veteran fighters something new to master. We're certainly excited to see Red Focus attacks introduced, which lets fighters absorb more than one attack by sacrificing some of their meter, and Capcom is also introducing the Ultra Combo Double, which gives players the ability to use either of their Ultra combos in a single match at the cost of some reduced damage. We're pretty excited, and we can't wait to see what Ultra delivers when it comes out on Xbox 360 on June 2014.